just me. Okay, so I am attempting to film this with the fan on me. I do apologize about the sound, but it's too hot to do it without the fan. I'll try fix it in editing. Also, what was the also? There was something else. It's gone. It's gone. It's freaking gone. All right, let's just get our coffee. Give the brain a moment to recalibrate. I have a feeling that whatever the also was is lost to space and time now. I've been trying to set this whole Fedunta up so that I could, just for filming, but with the fan on, and so now my coffee's cold. I don't know if I even care. It's just been so hot. Oh my gosh, it has just been debilitatingly hot. It is only December. Our hottest month is March, so today's a little bit cooler than yesterday. It's probably, I don't know, maybe 30, I'm not sure. And it's usually a bit hot. Well, I don't know. It's a bit hotter inside my cottage than outside because I've got a tin roof, I've got no insulation, and it just bakes in here. I've been buying bananas from, I haven't had a smoothie yet. So I'm so looking forward to that. I buy bananas for my smoothies, but it's, they ripen within maybe an afternoon, a couple hours. And then they are fruit, they're brown, they're mushy, and they've even got that taste, that sort of flavor that bananas get when they've gone off. It's not sweet and delicious anymore. It's kind of almost alcoholic. So I bought some new ones. I put them in the fridge. I'm hoping I got them in the fridge on time. But yeah, also there's something in my fridge that smells and I'm not sure what it is. I'm going to have to do a fridge clean out. I also desperately have to do defrost my freezer. It needs to be done every month. It's like, yeah. Basically trying to get my milk or my berries or anything out of the freezer. It reminds me of, it's not Shackleton, the others, the ships that went, is it the Northwest Passage or something? They got stuck, they got frozen in, locked in. Actually, I think that happened to Shackleton too. Can't remember. I'm fascinated by their stories. Anyway, my milk and mixed berries in the freezer are like those ships. They have just been frozen solid in there. I can't get them out. And I defrosted that freaking freezer a month ago. And it's already done this. So I can't keep much in there. I'm not quite sure. And it's a newish fridge. I don't know. I think the seal might be broken. It's not important. You really don't care. What you might care about is I have a little story to tell you about what happened yesterday. Maybe I should put this, I don't know. No, I want my coffee. I'm not sure if I can call it coffee. It's not even iced coffee because it's kind of somewhere in between. But it's the caffeine I'm after. All right, so, sorry, ADHD brain here. Yesterday was Monday. Was it yesterday? It was a long day. I think it was. It was Monday morning. I wake up and I let Bugsy out and I opened up the gate so that he can go into the field and that's right there and he can just play and do his thing. And I'm having my coffee. I'm trying to wake up. My hair is in a bun on my head. It was actually quite impressive that it stayed, in shape overnight because I fell asleep with it like that. Not a good idea. It breaks the hair. I'm not a beauty vlogger, so don't take that as gospel. Um, anyway, and I'm sort of having my coffee and I'm trying to wake up, and I'm wearing the t-shirt that I slept in, which is like an oversized t-shirt, but it's quite thin. And I hear Bugsy barking. Now, normally, so the field is over there. Bugsy normally goes up to the gate to where we all park. And that's where he does his barking, because there's other dogs there and people walking past, and that's where the activity is. He was down in the field, and he's barking over there. And I'm thinking, oh, nobody, it's just, I just want to make sure that no one's actually approaching the cottage or anything like that. So I go and have a look, and I'm in my messy bun, my oversized t-shirt, which is quite thin, my knickers, no bra, and glasses, and my Birkenstocks. And it's not a pretty sight. It really was not a pretty sight. So, sorry, ADHD brain here. I had to stick a yellow piece of paper over there, so I remember that's where to look at, because I keep looking at you. Back to the story. So I'm going into the field, and there's this tree there that's got these big sort of hanging branches, like heavy hanging branches, full of leaves right now. And Bugsy likes to go under there, I'm assuming because it's nice and cool. And I see he's barking and he's going at something, and I'm thinking, oh no, he's got a bird or a mole. My first thought was actually a mole, because he's half Jack Russell, half Border Collie. So the Jack Russell side of him loves hunting moles. Crying out loud. They're so cute. I want him to leave them alone. Anyway, so I go there. I think he's got a mole. And I'm trying to get under the branches and crawl in there. So it's like a little cabin thing that he's in. And I'm trying to crawl through the branches, and I see it is the biggest freaking, it's bigger than my fist. It was like, yeah, probably the size of my mug. Okay. I don't know if it's a toad or a frog or whatever the hell it was, but it was big like this. And Bugsy is losing his freaking marbles over this thing. And I can see it's got a puncture wound on the side of its face, and there's blood. And I'm thinking, oh no, this poor animal. They're beautiful. They're beautiful, gorgeous creatures. I don't want Bugsy. And then Bugsy, it doesn't jump. I don't know whether it's frozen from fear or what, but it didn't jump. But Bugsy grabbed it, picked it up. I lunged forward to try and grab Bugsy to stop him from getting this thing. But a branch from the tree is like, let me lower my head, is skewered through my bun. So now I've got a branch skewered right through my bun. I'm stuck. And I'm like, when you've got like a tall person who puts their hand on a shorter person and the little person is like doing this. That was me. The tree branch skewered through my bun is holding me still. I'm flailing like this, trying to get hold of Bugsy to let go of this poor creature, who's obviously scared out of his mind. Next thing, Bugsy yelps. He yelps and he drops the animal. And I look at him and I'm thinking, oh God, it's one of those poisonous ones. Because he starts foaming at the mouth, like literally foaming, and he's screaming and he's running off. I freak the fuck out. So I reach back and I break the tree branch that's in my hair. Now I go running after Bugsy. So I'm in an oversized t-shirt. It's quite thin material. No bra. My boobs are plopping all over the freaking place. I'm thinking I'm going to get a black eye, or I'm going to tear a muscle or a tendon or whatever the hell is in here. I'm not quite sure. Because it's painful. I've got no pants on. Okay, I'm wearing my Birkenstocks, my glasses, and I'm running, chasing after Bugsy, screaming for him, like, oh my God, what's going on with my child? What happened to my child? I'm chasing after him. And he's running. He won't come back to me because he's freaking out. And he's leaving these blobs of foam as he runs. I'm afraid I didn't get the chance to go and check on the toad. It looked, frog thing, whatever it is, it looked fine. It was still in one piece, but it wasn't freaking leaving. Anyway, Bugsy runs back onto the property and he runs up the path all the way up to the gate where people can see me. I'm running after him. My boobs are going all over the place and I'm screaming like a fishwife or whatever. And I managed to grab a hold of him and I pulled him back to the cottage because now I've got to inspect him. Is he okay? I get him inside. I lock the door. I phone the vet. I'm like, I'm not waiting. I'm phoning the vet. I'm busy trying to put on a pair of shorts and find my handbag. Still got a tree branch in my bun. Okay, and no bra. And I'm calling the vet. I'm like, I'm on my way. This is what happened. I tell them what happened. And I said, I'm on my way. And she says, they're fully booked. And I was like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care if you're fully booked. This is my child. I'm coming. And she says, hang on, let me stay on the phone with you. And she says, calm down. Let's just see. What is he doing? And I was like, well, he's foaming all over the mouth. He looks like, like he's dying. And she says, is he vomiting? And I was like, no. And she says, is he looking like he's going to pass out or anything? And I said, no. She was like, okay, give him something. She explained to me that sometimes these frogs, they secrete, it's not necessarily poisonous. Let me just add to the fact that I've just spent 1,800 Rand on Bugsy going to the vet because he's been eating something and he's had diarrhea and there's slime coming out of his bum. So, okay, we've been trying all kinds of medications and things to figure out what the hell is going on. All right, so the vet says to me, hang on, before I come again to watch him. So she says, give him something, try and give him water, try to give him something that's got taste because these frogs sometimes secrete a substance that is just like insanely bitter. It's not poisonous, but it is very, very bitter and the dog will foam at the mouth. So I get out my trusty doggy peanut butter because that thing has rescued me. That stuff has rescued me so many situations with Bugsy. Always have a jar of doggy peanut butter, not human peanut butter. Do not give them human peanut butter, dog peanut butter. And I give it to him and he's like, and then he seems okay. He's still like, the foam starts getting less, but he's like, all right. And so he's okay. She said to watch him for 15 minutes. If he starts vomiting, bring him in. He didn't. Thank fuck for that. Because, excuse my language, but yeah, I'm kind of broke already, and I've now had to fork out nearly 2 grand on him for the last week, 10 days, because of this diarrhea. Who knows what he's been eating in that field? Aside from toads, frogs, whatever, I have found remnants of what was once a pigeon and a dead mole. I was kind of hoping it would have been a cat or a wild animal, but now I suspect it's my darling angel boy. Murderous streak to him. He's still my baby. I still love him. I'm just not happy about this anyway. So that was me yesterday morning. That was the start of my Monday. I had to wash my hair, obviously. It took me a while to extricate the branch out of my hair. And I managed to get my boobs into a bra eventually. And that was my Monday morning. And now my coffee is well and truly cold. But you know what? I'm going to go warm this up. I'll be back. Anyway, all right, so where were we? This thing is cute. One day I'll get this set up right. Bugsy is currently under the bed on his cooling mat and he's hiding from flies. I then proceeded to do some housework. I have now got a very sore back from sweeping and mopping today I'm going to go visit my mother this afternoon, but I have had this skirt for a few years now. This is a lovely long skirt. My niece gave it to me when she visited from New Zealand. And I'm short. She's tall. So I'm going to have to shorten it. But look at this beautiful color. That is a stunning color. Okay. And it's really nice thin material. Like, it's lovely. This is perfect for a South African summer. So I am going to attempt to shorten it. I don't want to cut any of the material though. So just because that's not my strong point. Also, sewing is not my strong point, but I want to wear the skirt. So everything else is closed at the moment anyway. So it may just be a temporary job to kind of tide me over until I can find a seamstress to do it properly. But I'm going to attempt to shorten that now. We'll have to see how this goes. I'm not going to film it because it's going to be very painful for you to have to watch. I don't think anybody wants to see me trying to do this. But let's see. And yeah, so I'm not working today. I've got dishes to wash again. Does it ever? I'm one person. How do I? I'm thinking of making miso soup for supper. Which I'm really into my miso at the moment. I discovered how healthy it is for you, so I'm now wanting to do. And I see you can make a dressing with miso, so I'm going to attempt to do that. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve. We're having a braai. So I am taking over, so I'm making the salad, and I have a green goddess dressing that I make that is just heaven. But I'm wondering if I should attempt a miso dressing for this. I'm sure you couldn't care less. Let me get started on the skirt. It would be nice to be able to wear this tomorrow night. Tomorrow is going to be hot again. Today it's come down a little bit. Tomorrow it's going to be stinking again. I'm really low on clothes. My cupboards are chock-a-block full, but it's clothes that I can't fit into, or they're either too small or too big. Nothing's actually fitting me right now. I've also learned over the last years, yes, I am going to do the whole weight video because I've got a doozy of a story there. I just don't have it in me right now. I'm exhausted. It's been a year. It's been a fucking year. We all thought 2020 was bad. I'm sorry, 2025 was way worse for me. I'm not saying anything about next year because I've learned not to say anything, but also things don't just change because you go for the number of the year you're in suddenly changes. So we'll see. I forgot what I was going to say. Anyway, I don't know what that was. I do have a resident ghost here, but that was a bit close to be the ghost. Usually the ghost likes to mess around with me when I'm either in the kitchen or in the bathroom, which are right next to each other. This is a very old property. Who knows what happened here? I don't know. I don't want to know. Because I'm telling you, things happen here. Okay. Anyway, that's that. I'm going to get sewing, finish my coffee, and I'm going to ask, if I may, ask you to please support this channel. This is something I'm really feeling quite passionate about. I will get better at it, I promise. So please, I'm asking you to support my channel by liking this video, subscribing to my channel, and if you're feeling a little bit generous, kind, and you want to help me a little bit more, you can support me by buying me a coffee. The link will be in the notes below. It is also in my channel descriptive thing. You can buy me a coffee. It can be $5. It can be anything you like, any amount you like. You can be $1. I don't care. It all helps a lot. Thanks, guys. And you have a beautiful, lovely festive season. Whatever it is you do, if you do something, if you don't do anything, have a lovely, quiet break.